Why are you picking the president position to run for?
At Leland, we have spirit. Tons of spirit. We just don't know what other people will think of us when we let it out. And that's especially true, I think, for my class of 2023. We might not even know ourselves how much we really have in us. I think it's the reason why freshmen won the first rally of the year, but also why we're only brave enough to cheer when we see other people cheering at rallies. When I ask people individually for feedback on the school, they all give me good, helpful insights. So I see this love and this spirit for the school in everyone. I just want to show them that they really have it, and that it's okay to show it. You see, I think if you can see the big picture, being president makes it easier to communicate ideas and turn them into action because of how ASB is orchestrated. I think the big picture is that we have to bring out that spirit. Instead of downgrading events to meet a lower level of school spirit, we should be bringing it out more. Go bigger, not smaller.
As an officer, you will serve on one of our Leadership Classes 3 committees. What is your first choice for committee placement?
Design.
Why did you pick that committee as your desired squad?
Kylie Kuo gave me an amazing first impression of Design Squad. There's a lot of creative freedom in design, and over the past year, I feel that I have had the most freedom to come up with something crazy, make it happen in this squad. It's an opportunity to make each creative idea visual, and a chance to help create the look of an event, that first impression.
Do you regularly attend student council?
Everyone.
What are some ways student council could be improved?
I think organizing student council the way one does with a club, with beginning of the year signups and frequent publicity, I think it might help us expand our reach. Student council is now largely dependent on the friends that our ASB students bring, and I think the problem with that is that only so much of our information can be spread to everyone at Leland. With beginning of the year signups, we can be like Entourage. We can ensure that everyone is engaged in student council. It can then be easier for us when it comes time for the ask.
Describe one new fundraiser idea you would bring to your class to raise money.
Okay, how about selling car window decals that say Leland skydiving or Leland competitive nap taking? It's easy to sell these in person or even online if our current situation encourages that next year.
What leadership qualities do you possess?
Confidence. I'm brave with my ideas. At the beginning, I might be the only one that gets it, but I'm okay with that. The Creative Writing Club was an endeavor that I started in 6th grade, and it became successful because I was comfortable with starting a club around a maybe not so popular, but extremely cool subject. Working through a problem in the face of rejection is important in leadership. And creativity. I love coming up with different ways to make things work. The easiest way is not always the coolest way. I compete in speech and debate with expository speeches, speeches that explain a physical or an abstract topic to the audience. I like to pick quirky topics to talk about, that throw people off. Oranges, like the fruit, for example, or the color blue. Taking an idea that people think they know about and finding some creative way to talk about it will engage any audience, especially in a leadership setting.
What are your leadership experiences?
In 5th grade at Williams Elementary, I was elected president by my peers, and I worked with my cabinet to create a new service project for our school towards donating unused goods to the Sacred Heart Foundation. In 6th grade, I was asked to become a youth lead for the American Cancer Society, and I now give an annual speech for the organization in California, encouraging others to help in the fight against cancer. So I brought this to the 7th grade, where I began to connect Bret Hart with the American Cancer Society, creating a Bret Hart fundraising team. This laid the groundwork for my 8th grade year when I was elected school president at Bret Hart. I created a fundraiser against cancer called Quarters for the Cure, where we raised over $1,000. This is also my 4th year of leading the Creative Writing Club. We publish works of fiction, poetry, art, even music. We're now active at Leland as well as Bret Harte.
What is your proudest leadership accomplishment?
In 8th grade at Bret Harte, I created a fundraiser called Quarters for the Cure to raise money for people with cancer. This came to me after a few years of working with the American Cancer Society. I wanted to make a school-centered fundraiser for the organization, and I think it went spectacularly. Students in different classes competed to raise money for a prize, but with a catch. Similar to the way that we did our Pennies for Patients fundraiser this year at Leland, coins donated would boost a class's points towards a prize, but dollar bills donated would lower those points. What amazed me the most about this fundraiser was that all the teachers were on board too. One of the teachers encouraged his class to lower the number of points he had with dollar bills so that his students could learn to donate for the greater good rather than for a prize. You see, that's where the spirit comes in. I went to Ike Sandwiches in In-N-Out to ask for a donated prize for the first and second place winners of the competition. And Amazon Echo is donated to the teacher of the first place class. In the end, we raised over $1,000 in just 2 weeks.
How do you deal with conflict when in a small group?
I always try to talk to each person individually about their ideas before I present all the feedback that I get to everyone, all at once. I think when people argue, it tends to be because they fear the risk of not being listened to. By compiling a master list of all the ideas a group has to share, I can eliminate the fear of having one's ideas ignored. It's like in a brainstorming session. If everyone speaks at the same time, each fighting to be heard by one another, nothing gets done. In another, one student will throw out an idea and just one other will knock it down promptly. In situations like this, letting every person contribute his or her ideas without interruption is key to making sure everybody, and thus every idea, has a place in the discussion.
How do you plan to get your class peers to listen to you?
People are more willing to listen to you after you listen to them, I think. It's only after you sit down and you talk to them that they will be more responsive to your ideas. It seems backwards, but giving a little in your ideas will actually get your point across better than if you try to force your opinions on your peers. If your classmates see that you are willing to look into their ideas and even compromise your own ideas, they will in turn be more likely to trust your actions and directions.
What event have you chaired during your time in ASB?
I chaired Holiday in the Quad with Jason Lee and Nick Barbashian. We tried to innovate a bit with the original idea of Hit Q, adding things like snow and gift boxes to liven the event up. And this was an amazing intro to ASB for me. I'm ready for more.
Please share anything else you want us to know about you and your leadership qualities.
I'm ready to learn. Part of the reason why I want to join ASBs again is because I know how much it can teach me about being a leader. I want to serve people around me, and I love ASB for helping me make that happen. Thank you.